What's up, beautiful people? Happy snow day. On my way to go watch my oldest son play some soccer. Wanted to make this quick video to discuss something very important that I've discovered actually this week, believe it or not, in my own business and in my own mantra and culture and ethos. And that is dealing with rejection, right? As a lender, I'm working in one of the most highly competitive industries that you could possibly work in, right? It's like if I throw a stone outside, I'm more than likely I'm going to hit a loan officer and a realtor out there, right? It's very, very competitive. Everybody knows somebody who does what I do. You know, it's the name of the game, right? So for me, recently I had a client where bent over backwards for the client. I knew the client was more than likely going to shop, which is fine. It's part of the business. Obviously, you want to know you're getting the best deal. I totally get that. And but this particular client, I went the extra mile for this client, right? And I said to myself, okay, even if he shops, I know that my pricing, my rates are phenomenal, and that I'm right there. Right? I know where the big banks are. I know where I'm at, and I'm like right there. So, even if I'm an eighth of a point off, let's just say on the rate, I could see him probably just looking at the service, seeing what I've been doing, and being like, you know what, Derek, you're my guy. So, long story short, get the accepted offer. Team and I are on it, calling the listing agent, letting them know we're here, vetting the client, hyping the client up. Client gets the accepted offer. Then, client goes silent, right? And, at this point, just doing this for 20 years, I kind of know what's going on here, right? And, we're following up, and then he reaches out to me, and he's like, hey, listen, we were looking at HSBC, and look at these other banks, blah, blah, blah. So, I tell him, I go, listen, if you go shop to 100 different places, I'm sure you're going to find someone that'll say, I'll beat your lender and get you a better deal, right? If that's what it means to you and that's what you want, then great. But if you want a relationship with somebody for the long term, somebody you can count as an advisor, then that's kind of really where I step in, right? I mean, you see that I'm better than 99% of the banks out there. How do you feel about my service? Do you feel that it warrants maybe paying a little bit of an extra premium to have me, right? And that cry, right, of value, to some people would make sense, right? To some people, they'd be like, you know what, Derek, you're right. You really did kind of bend over backwards and do everything for us, and you really kind of sold the narrative and got us into the home. And that's great. And for people like that, it's a wonderful thing, right? Because that's why I do what I do, right? Is to have a deeper connection with my clients where it's not just about who's cheaper by a penny or a nickel, right? But on the other side of it, as far as my client is concerned, of him wanting to go and shop to 100 different places to find the best deal, you can't really hate on that neither, right? Because that's who he is. That's how he values business and how he looks at conducting business, right? That I'm simply just a pawn on the board for him to win the game. And for some people, that'll really hurt your feelings. And if it does, you don't really belong in this business. And that's just the truth, because my client didn't tell me I have to do what I do. I chose to be a lender. I chose to be in this business and compete in this business. And this is just part of the party here, right? Is you're going to have these types of clients. So I think just as a lender, knowing who you're dealing with from day one, and once again, it allowed me to kind of self-reflect a little and say to myself, okay, how could I have maybe won him over and had a deeper connection with him for him not to want to go look, right? I got to do a better job as a salesperson, as a business person, as a communicator, to maybe allow a client like that who is just programmed to go next, who's the best, to see me in a different light, and for them to be like, you know what? Derek, you're my guy. I'm not going to go next. I'm going to use you. So that's the valuable lesson. That's what I wanted to share with everybody out there today. If you're in sales, if you are a lender, if you are a realtor, right? The more business you do, the more clients you have, the more rejection you're going to deal with. But take it as a lesson on each one. Take it in a fashion where this is a moment for me to learn and get better and sharper for that next call where I'm on it with emotion, with logic, and combining those two to make my case for being the right fit. All right, guys, so everybody have a great day, and let's keep it moving.